Welcome one and all, ladies and gentlemen, to a Pokemon Battle replay. In this video, you will learn a very important life lesson. This works for Pokemon and in real life, and it is never to overestimate someone solely by appearance on the outside. And this guy's team looks pretty OU hoary, to say the least. It looks well made, if nothing else. So I'm assuming it's just an RMT. No standout flaws, really, that I can see. And I see, in the beginning I predict this Chomp lead. Let me turn this down to normal a little slower. And I see it's named Reverb, which is a well-known player on Showdown, and I thought only good players probably know him. I don't think this scrub would know him. So I go for Psychic, expecting him to go into probably his Manaphy on that turn. But he goes into it this turn. I don't know if he was predicting that or not, but kind of get a useless crit on the Chomp. And then I get a crit here, which later on will not matter, as you'll see. And he goes for Energy Ball, and you might be thinking, why did you just go for Hydro Pump on the Water-type Pokemon? Well, I clearly have a Mega Venusaur right there, and I didn't think that he would go for Energy Ball. It's simple as that. I thought he would go into his Talonflame, and now I thought he would go into it here, and Sludge Bomb killed the Manaphy regardless, so I just clicked it. And here, it's not like... So this is pretty much the point where I realized he's not predicting me. He's just not a good player. And it's really best to just do slash rank on someone before you jump to conclusions and say they're good, because he just flare blitzed, and if you look at my team, he had no reason to not to Brave Bird, because Brave Bird or double essentially, which is why I stayed in. I didn't expect him to. I'm gonna pause it really quickly. I didn't expect him to flare blitz, which is why I stayed in. I stayed in expecting him to go into Chomp or something on my obvious Heatran. I have a Heatran and a Hippo, and he decided Flare Blitz, even though this is like the be-all end-all of everything but Starbreaker Talon. So I'm really not sure why he made that play. I'm not switching in my Bisharp on a Talonflame. That's a horrible idea. Predicting a Brave Bird, that's a terrible, terrible idea. He goes for knockoff, and I know that his adamant damage, it's not Jolly, so I can use that to my advantage because my Dragonite is EV to outspeed adamant, Bisharp, and not Jolly. So that will come in handy. That is good knowledge. He goes for Psyshock, revealing he doesn't have Surf, I don't think, or T-Bolt, or any coverage move, so that means it is a Healing Wish Latias, or just Roost. One of the two. And just going to let my Heatran die here because it essentially serves me no other purpose really in this battle except for really dealing with this Latias. And the Bisharp I still have Dragonite for, and full health P-Def if out on, so it's not really that big of a deal. I just go into my Bisharp to essentially force him to go for a Healing Wish. I have nothing else to do against him, really. And the only reason I Sucker Punched here is because I calced Crit Psychic against this, and essentially, with the roll I got, it could have either been... I could have gotten min damage on a bulky set, or I could have gotten max damage, or no, rather max damage on a bulky set, or min damage on an offensive set. So I just decided not to risk it, decided to get guaranteed damage and go for Sucker Punch instead of knocking off, because it really doesn't make much of a difference regardless, but I just wanted damage. And you can see he's just Fire Blasting because he doesn't know what he's doing. And this is what I'm saying, because really, in life it's true also, is that when you see something that you may think of as a challenge, or whatever it may be, really you kind of have to get a feel for it yourself, because this guy, I thought, I went into the game seeing a couple names that I've seen before on a couple Smogon names. Like, all of them really do have Smogon names, I think, except for a couple I don't really recognize. And so I'm assuming it's just an RMT, but I didn't know that when I was when I first started the battle. I thought it was just some Smogon guy who named it after all of his buddies. Free to go for Roost here, like I was saying, since I knew it was Adamant, I was free to go for Roost because I'm a bulkier variant of a Dragonite. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything this game except for that, so that's all you'll see from Dragonite. And now, I don't know if he's just not Mega or something, but he just doesn't click it. You know, I feel like that's like something like a really good mother would do as a punishment. She'd like not let her son click the Mega button on Pokemon Showdown, but she'll still let him play. I don't know. Thought that was a cool idea. Apologies for that slight interruption. But as you can see, Hippowdon takes almost nothing from the Bisharp's Iron Head, and I mean, I could have Earthquaked. In theory, it was my best play, because I know it would have killed the Manaphy regardless, because I thought he was going to fodder it out there, but just click Rocks anyway, because I forgot I got the Diancie so weak, and I wanted it to be an Earthquake range of Dragonite, but it already was, so kind of a misplay on my part. But either way, it doesn't make a difference, because I have Venusaur, and Had I not crit him with Hydro Pump, turn whatever with my Starmie, I still would have been able to get back up to health with my Venusaur. It would have been Bisharp Chomp and that thing, and none of them could kill a pretty much max health Hippowdon, and I would just be able to slack off all of them. So, moral of the story is, don't overestimate anything. Get a feel for it yourself, because this guy was horrible. I was traumatized after I played this battle. This was horrendous. I've never seen such a terrible player, but he was using a good team, you know? Well, it would be a good team if you had a Mega Diancie, or he just was lost in the sauce and didn't know how to click it. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned a little something, then make sure to hit the thumb up, give it a thumb up the butt. I greatly appreciate it. And this has been DrChris, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.